Hare Krishna, I got a very good question here from Celine Simmons. And she's asking, what's the relevance of the layers of conversation in the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, sages of Naimisharma and Sutta Goswami, Shukadev and Maharaj Pariksit, Vidura and Maitreya? Is there any relationship between understanding the themes and realizations of each and the levels of consciousness and the depth of realization of Vishnu? This part I don't understand. Great question. I have never really made an in-depth study to really compare what do the different speakers contribute. Is there a hierarchy of realization, or is there a synchronous addition, cohesive addition of knowledge that paints out the whole picture? Certainly there are certain points that definitely come across with all of this, and one of this is that you have to hear from authority, and you have to always be able to refer whatever you've heard to authority, whether it's Sutta Goswami or somebody else. And for that reason, Srila Prabhupada was keen on our devotees learning books, learning verses, being able to cite them, because especially when it comes to preaching, no longer just in India, but now around the world, you should be able to say what is the source of the information that you are speaking. So these are the different levels of source, parampara. In sort of my understanding, all of these speakers have common siddhanta, have common theme, have common goal. Are they fully realized in that to greater and lesser degree? Once again, I won't say. But certainly these are parts of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. And it's just like when I'm thinking of an engine. If you want to make an engine work, then you can't just put random parts in it. The parts have to be specifically fashioned for the engine, which means you need to know what that engine is doing, where it's going, and so on. And then you can make a relevant part. So whoever is contributing to Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, it has to be something that fits. It's not just a conglomeration of different themes and ideas. It's a very systematic presentation, but it's made in the presentation of Puranas. It's a Bhagavatam is taken the form of Puranic lore, therefore it becomes historical, and the characteristic of these histories is the speaker to the audience. Additionally, it becomes very clear that you're not just talking about the same time frame as things are happening. Sutta, Shukadev, Maitreya, yes, but then we've got Kumara's hearing from Lord Narayana and Vaikuntha. That's out of time or space. And then we got Kumara's descending down to Patalaloka to hear from Anantadev. And that's really in a different place. Point being is that Śrīmad Bhāgavatam is known. It's known everywhere. It's known everywhere throughout the universe. As Krishna about the Gita says, Imam Vivashate Yogam, that the Bhagavad Gita is known on the sun planet as well. So Bhagavatam is there, and of course Bhagavatam is not just restricted to what these speakers spoke and then what Vyasadeva wrote, because we have commentaries on the Bhagavatam, and we have Srila Prabhupada's commentary. and that's also Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. And then when devotees give Bhagavatam class or write books and they elaborate on what's in the Bhagavatam, that's also Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. Śrīmad Bhāgavatam doesn't necessarily stop just there, but these are the words of these great personalities, authorities, and therefore, and they're compiled by Vyasadeva. Therefore, we especially treasure them, although we see that sometimes our acharyas even give more insight than the original speakers did. Hare Krishna. These are some of the points of this nice question by Celine.